We believe that mental health is ever-changing, that the stages of one's life bring stresses, that those who struggle with their feelings should not be labeled sick or crazy, that people with mental illnesses are entitled to the same acceptance and support as people with other physical illnesses.
1 in 4 Americans will experience a mental illness this year. Of that number, 1/2 will seek treatment, the other half will not seek treatment due to the stigma that exists.
I was 23 and I was a newlywed and I was in a deep, dark depression. And I sort of understood what had me depressed, but I didn't know what to do about it. And so after 3 months of marriage, I went to a psychiatrist and I told him what was troubling me. And he diagnosed me with the borderline personality disorder. I was cutting and burning myself, and I was having a lot of suicide ideation.
I had been diagnosed as bipolar, but I still didn't have it under control. And MHA and the bipolar support group was the first venue that I had been in where I could share and learn and understand and actually feel the commonality.
I had so much anxiety, I had so much pain, and my pain magnified and it became expressed as anger. And the anger got out of control and it became rage. I went from alcohol to pot to crack cocaine. In jail, I can remember sitting in my cell thinking, okay, I've got all these addictions going on. I've lost my friends. My siblings don't speak to me anymore. I didn't know where to start to turn around the mess I had made for myself. My defining moment in prison was when I connected with someone who was a support to me and went to amazing lengths to help me gain strength and stability.
One of the huge accomplishments in the past of Mental Health America is involvement with the high schools. And we see this so much in everywhere we look, everywhere we read.
Like when we go in the schools, Gretchen will ask the students, what is mental illness? And they'll raise their hands and they'll say, it's crazy people, it's weirdos. Then I get up to tell my story. I'm not dumb and I'm not out of control. I'm just a person with a mental illness.
We know that due to the stigma, which mental illness is shrouded in stigma, it prevents people from getting the help that they need, and therefore we have people who go around and are experiencing depression, anxiety, and panic, and all of these conditions which are debilitating that could be helped if they were to seek help and find their path to recovery.
Sandy started coming to our support groups because her son was diagnosed with bipolar, because our support groups are for individuals that have the disorders, but also for people that have loved ones with the different disorders. And so she started coming to the groups, and then unfortunately Tim took his life. After that, a few years after that, we heard from her and she wanted to give back and help people with bipolar disorder.
I could see the depression part of it. I could see him turning away and turning his head and just being on the verge of tears. I'm not ever, ever angry at Tim. I'm angry at the bipolar illness, that there's so much stigma against it, and that, you know, he couldn't bring himself to come out in public and say anything about his illness. He hid it, and that's the worst thing you can do is hide it. And his friends didn't even know about it. They wanted to do something in his memory, and because of the band scene, they got together local bands, and they said they had no trouble getting them. They all were volunteering, and the money that they raised from this concert at the Chameleon Club started the Tim Swisher Fund at MHA.
Another big area that we would like to see concentrated on is the continuing and expanding relationship between Compeer, which is a program of Mental Health America, and expanding that going forward in the public. ComPeer is a program which matches friends and folks with mental health challenges and allows that person to have somebody that they can pick up the phone with and just interact with on a regular basis.
Being a volunteer for ComPeer has really opened my eyes to helping other people with mental health diagnosis. And once you get to meet this person and you talk and find out how much you have in common, I mean, you don't even remember that it's a mental health program.
My husband was abusive. He would beat me, hit me. Losing my mother and my sister at the same time, I felt I didn't want to live. I just wanted to, you know, I got in depression and I just wanted to die. I didn't want to live anymore. It's really good to have a friend because, I mean, she's there to talk to really, she really cares. And we had such great time together. I was really lonely, but when I got with ComPeer, I really felt, you know, happy. They really got me out of my depression.
You sit and you really realize that you get back so much more by volunteering than you give. You know, being with Rose, it's just great to see her smiling and we're laughing and you're, you know, just with a regular friend. It's just a good time together.
I just can't say enough about Martha. She is so wonderful and kind. And I didn't have that before. I never thought I'd find a friend like that.
Oh.
But I'm glad.
When individuals are depressed, they're not able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they feel like they have no hope. And unfortunately, they don't know and realize that there is treatment available, and our agency is able to help them navigate the system and find the treatment that they need.
It's almost like an anchor, and I go when I need to and participate and share. It helps me to share. It helps me to hear what people are going through, because, you know, you get to a level where you think that, you know, it's only you.
I truly believe that people who come to Mental Health America for help, who are really struggling and wondering if they can ever recover, I feel I can connect with them and understand where they are because I've been there.
It's incredibly exciting as a board member to think that in the next several years, that with the help of the folks in the very giving and generous Lancaster County, we will be able to remove the stigma of mental illness and also help and enlarge our services to those that suffer from mental illness today.
One of my greatest joys is coming into work every single day because I am given the gift of people who believe so passionately in MHA. They give of their heart, they give of their time, they give of their resources.
MHA is a great place to start and start to learn how you can best help yourself or help your loved one.
I feel alive, I really do.